ratified by the United States.
Yeah.
So we came to the agreement, we have the terms, and the U.S. needs to ratify it in Congress.
Still we are working under the previous system?
Yes, the previous system is still in place. So we've made sure we have the previous system, and when they ratify it, we'll have the new system, because we'll ratify it with them.
Okay. Prime Minister promised to build a pipeline. It was very challenging. We have one side saying we need it. We have another side saying we don't need it. You have to keep the balance. He had to put money to buy it. What do you think? What were the options for the government on this?
I think the reality we faced was there were two provinces that were fighting. Alberta and British Columbia were fighting. We've got a situation where right now all of our oil goes to the United States. So we don't get full price. So if we have a pipeline, we're able to get that oil to international markets, which gives us the full price. What we've said is that's the safest and most cost-effective way for us to move our resources to market. Mm-hmm. And by buying the pipeline, any profits that we get from the pipeline, any tax revenues or profits, we will turn and use them for our ability to adapt to climate change. So we're recognizing that most of the people watching this show, they have used a car, they might be heating their home with fossil fuels. We know that's where we are today, but we need to transition, and we're going to put the money forward to transitioning. So we've got a safe way to get our resources to market now. We're going to ensure that that continues, and we're going to continue with our focus on how we can adapt to climate change by using the revenues and profits to do that.
Okay. Last question before we leave. You talked about carbon tax. Government put some money for those people who are putting renewable energy, solar or whatever. They put some money, I believe $72 million on that. What will be the policies of the government in future for that? Anything concrete coming up to tackle with the climate change?
Well, you know, I should start by saying that the Conservatives, this is another example of them using misinformation, fake approaches. We are not keeping any money from our price on pollution. So every dollar, so we put on price on pollution across the country to deal with climate change, every dollar goes back to people. So anybody who got their 2018 tax return, they got money in advance. So we actually sent the money back to people. We're not charging people for this. What we're trying to do is be proactive in dealing with climate change. And we're doing other things too. So you ask about other things. We gave people a credit if they want to buy a car that's an electric car. We've put in place
small scale businesses.
Well, we're giving money back to businesses too from the price on pollution. We also, in our platform, we've said we will give people the ability to retrofit their homes, a loan of up to $40,000 to fix their homes so they can be more energy efficient, because we're finding many ways to try and deal with this challenge. So we have a plan. The Conservative Party doesn't have a plan. So Andrew Scheer's approach is not to do what every economist says is the right thing to do, which is to price carbon, to put a price on pollution. He's instead making up some ideas that really are not going to have much impact. So the choice really is to go with the responsible party that's going to invest in your family, that's going to address climate change, that's going to deal with things like gun safety in our country, or do you go with the party that's going to give money back to millionaires, that's going to not do anything about climate change really, and it's going to make it easier to own guns? And you know, I think it's pretty obvious what we should be doing. We should be focusing on making things better for families. You know, making sure that we have the possibility to have a family because we have a country and a world that is dealing with climate change, and that there's safety in the streets. So this is the Liberal approach, and I'm hoping that your viewers will look at it and say 4 more years.
Okay, Liberal platform has already been announced, and many economists, many expert people, they have given grade A to this platform. They said, yeah, it's a good platform. How much of that will be implemented by the Liberal government if they come to power again? Whether we have a next majority Liberal government, or we have a minority Liberal government, or any other government, we don't know. You have to decide. You have already voted. 4.5 million Canadians have already voted in the advanced polling, which was 30% more than the last time. So we are expecting a huge turnout on 21st of October. Your verdict will be honored. It's you who are going to choose your next government. Mr. Bill Morneau has told his story, whatever he could do, what he wants to do in the next term if they are voted into power again. Mr. Morneau, thank you very much for coming to our studio. It was very pleasure to talk to you.
Great to talk to you too.